AITA for not wanting to share my birthday? My 31F twin sister, 31F, and I had an epic falling out in April of this year and haven't spoken since. She was supposed to be my matron of honor in my wedding in September, but things got so heated, she said she won't be coming even as a guest. By the way, no fight is worth missing your sister's wedding over. She's had kids back in 2019 and 2020 and hasn't been present since. Her and her husband never come around. They do their own holidays, and going to their place is like going to the Twilight Zone, where everything revolves around him as the parental figure and the kids. She doesn't decorate, the food is always bland, and it's just a weird vibe every time. I believe she dropped me once she had kids because she's put her career, hobbies, friend-family relationships, and everything else on the back burner. Wedding was the last straw for me because she promised to be there and I waited 3 years for her to get involved, but she dropped me for another family event the same day, and she doesn't even like this person. She sucks, so screw her. Our birthday is next week, and that's where I need the judgment. Really, I want to do nothing with my family until after my wedding, but my parents insisted on doing a dinner with us, her and her family, both our nuclear families, and my stepbrother's family. I don't want to see her. I don't want to spend a day that is special to both of us with her, and I think she makes everything about her, her kids, and her stupid husband. I don't want my birthday dinner to be about them, which is exactly what will happen, because they will show up an hour late with their Armageddon parent baggage and taking up like a fourth of the restaurant with it. I just don't want her tainting anything else that is mine. I told my parents I either come and they don't tell her, or they split up the days so I don't have to see her. Parents think that's weird, and my dad told me to grow up. For some background, this has always been a thing since we were little. She's always rubbed me the wrong way, or done something that gets on my nerves. I don't feel like this weird energy towards like any other human being, and never have. It's like far beyond sibling rivalry, and even friends in the family have picked up on it. I've gone to therapy for it, and no guidance has worked long term. It's easier to just stay separate for me. Of course, the wedding happened, and on top of that, I'm dealing with my seal being a complete hypocrite over a bridal shower, and my stepbrother having to go to Europe for work and missing our wedding. I really don't want to do anything with any of them until after my wedding. Thank you, AITA. Next story. AITA for justifying to my ex that I stole his money in revenge. This happened a year ago, but my ex is still asking for his money back. When I was 16, I was in a relationship with a guy and he was 17. On my birthday, he gifted me a scrapbook. He knew me that I was not someone who likes cliché romantic gifts, but he gave me a scrapbook with 12 pages with childish decoration, mostly crooked decorations too. Then I had to look at those 12 pages and figure out what he meant and make a plan to go on a date with him to the places he wanted me to figure out. I ended up figuring it out and waiting for him to take me out for 12 dates that he wanted to go on. But he kept making excuses that his parents were fighting and he was sad about it, so we could never go on the dates. I ignored it, and we broke up eventually. A month after dating, he told me that he wanted the scrapbook back because he put a lot of effort into it. I had already thrown it away because it meant nothing to me. And I told him I threw it away. He freaked out and told me the 200 reais he gave me was all I had saved up for months. I didn't know he spent money. As a little revenge, I told him I sold the scrapbook to someone online and got 400 reais for it and blocked him everywhere. I had my mom and younger sister block him. I never had he steal the 200 reais he put in the scrapbook. I just said to make him angrier, me and Heath. He was in public school and I didn't know he put money. Now on my social networks, he's trying to win my money back. I'm 17 now, he's 18. I explained to him that I never found the 200 reais and I lied to him for revenge. He works at Zara now. It's expensive. So he says I stole his money by accident in whatever way, and I have to get it back. The 22-year-old that happened still keeps mentioning our breakup. Aurora, you know this guy. Because the first interaction most of our friends had with him was him trying to request the 200 back from me in tears. This is a running joke to this day. There was a crooked stick he glued on top of Cape Town, and he didn't use tape. It was a lot of things that he used cheap and he lied, and we all just pointed it out and said he was crazy. It was 200 reais, a little less than $40. Next story. AITA for telling my family that just because I live in the same area doesn't obligate me to care for my nephews. I have 2 nephews who are 5 and 7. My brother Z and his baby mama are both incapable of taking care of them, so my other brother F took them in. Z lives in Arizona, and I live in California. F has a family of his own and asked me if I'd helped out. I said I can help out with money. I'm a single guy who can afford sending $500 a month. I occasionally see my nephews, and it's obvious my brother and his wife are struggling. F sent me an email telling me I need to step up. He listed things I could be doing, like pickup, appointments, etc. He said I live in the same area, and it's not fair to burden him with everything. I told him to check himself and his wife. First off, I've never objected to helping out. I mostly wasn't asked. I'll step up because I have the time and money, but not because I live 2 miles from them. I'm not their servant, and they should thank me. Next story. AITA for not telling fiancé every little detail in regards to honeymoon planning. My fiancé and I are getting married later this year. Growing up, my parents struggled financially, which inspired me to learn more about personal finance and live financially healthy lifestyles. Thanks to my parents giving me everything they could and their own financial stability improving over time, they're giving my fiancé and I money for our wedding. My fiancé's parents aren't contributing anything to our wedding. Because they are giving us such a generous gift, we wanted to put their money directly towards our wedding, and we are using money that we have saved for the honeymoon. I believe in paying your own way, and in no way do I think my parents owe me anything. Anything we spend over what they gave us is our responsibility. To clarify, the wedding and the flights for the honeymoon are paid for. I handle most of the planning for our wedding, since my fiancé's life is very busy at the moment, due to school and limited work shifts. I also pay for a majority of the everyday household expenses. She can only work weekends while in school. There is little money left over, which makes contributing to savings, household expenses, and wedding expenses, etc. difficult. I don't mind paying for everything, but it makes it hard to save up money for the vacation. We are using cash for everything, and I really don't want to take out a loan for any of it. I told my fiancé that we are about $2,000 short for our trip to go, eat, and just overall enjoy it without coming back home being neck deep in debt. Seeing her save up money here and there made me excited. We're going to such a nice place and staying at a nice hotel. You want to enjoy yourself on your honeymoon. A week goes by and she tells me that she has $300 set aside for the trip, which is all she has currently. She asked, "How much do we have saved total?" I told her that I have $1,500. I threw some unexpected bills on her last second.